Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Morning, peace.
Morning.
Morning, peace.
Oh, you got us together. I feel like I'm low.
Me
I'm
too,
low.
but maybe it's just,
I don't
let's
know. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm trying to share stuff.
see. Ain't nothing wrong with
I
it.
know. We all in
That's
the
what I'm
background
sharing.
with it. There we go. There we go. I see it now. Hello. Let's see if... Let me
Hey,
turn this.
beautiful people. Hey.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Morning peace. How y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on?
We have a
Morning.
special guest
We
today.
do have a
Oh, my
special guest
gosh.
today. So let's do our check-ins. See how we doing.
Okay.
And let's actually start with our guest. Yeah.
Well, good morning.
Introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Alicia Shelby, MD. I'm an emergency medicine physician. I'm coming to share with my girls today on my sis podcast about health, wealth, and all good things.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised in Detroit.
Okay.
From Detroit. Went to Wayne State Medical School undergrad. I went to Shokes Elementary, Tappan. I'm just all Detroit.
She's from Detroit.
so you from the west side
She's
of
from the west side.
I'm a West Side with East Side tendencies, but
She love us. She love us east side.
I love
She
me
love-
some East Side people. Some of
Yeah.
my best friends are East Siders, and I
She said we the best.
my cousins always was on the East Side. They live by near the airport, and so
Yeah.
I would say, "Ma, can I go on the East Side?" And my cousin's like, "We want to come over there." I'm like, "I want to come over there." Because I felt that it was just real over here. People were authentic. They were themselves. We were playing cards and late at night Uno, racing down the street. We
Yes.
just had fun, and it didn't matter what we had.
Good old days.
Yeah.
Days,
That was
You know, I
definitely the
always
good
be
old days.
reminiscing about like an East Side house party. Like,
Oh my gosh.
oh
and
my
those
God,
were
I would
so-
like to go.
We should
I
do
know.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
know if it's safe in today's Detroit.
I mean,
to
it's
be
about
doing
who
that.
you
Well,
invite.
yeah, who you got in your
Exactly.
space?
and where we
Yeah.
gonna have it at.
Yeah.
We gonna vet people like
We
it's a
on
secret
E7
location.
we on
You
E7
know
mile
what?
with
Don't
it.
give me no ideas. Y'all know I got a whole house next
Yeah,
door.
Hey,
East
we
Side
on
house,
E7
house party.
Hey,
Hey,
And house
so
party
we might be
vibes.
put it
I see it
Yeah.
already. I see it.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
in the basement with it.
No, in
Hey.
the whole house.
And the whole house with it though. Yeah.
Like the movie Rockin', and we just make sure Daddy and Mama ain't home. And have a good
Hey,
time.
you getting some shit from us, Marty. You better open your ears and open that notepad.
I want 10% for the idea. And I'll do health checks there. So
Yes.
make sure they
Yes.
health is together. We're having a good time. Blood pressure check in and out.
In and out.
Damn.
Come on.
Yes.
That ain't a 2024 East Side house party.
No.
I don't know what it
I'm
is.
telling you, I must have been an East Sider in a past life.
Most definitely.
Because I
Yeah.
Because
Well,
your soul
wel-
gravitates to the east side.
yeah,
You
we
one of
welcome
us.
you though. We welcome
You're
you.
one
Hey
of us.
T-Buzz. Hey y'all.
Hey, Mr. Johnson.
So
How you
Miss Brooke, how you been? How was your?
My week has
This
been
week been-
good. I've been running crazy, getting ready to start, my new job or
Yeah,
whatever.
new job.
Loving how I can dismiss my old manager. She sent me one of those like, oh no, I just want you to come back. And I just was like,
Live.
just black.
Gone.
That's it. The kids are good. Ava won top 3 in her class. They did American history.
nice.
It's like a wax museum.
Okay.
So she had to stand up and she
Who was
had
she?
Sarah Boone.
Okay,
Yeah, Sarah
yeah.
Boone, who invented the ironing board.
Okay.
So she stood up and proud and just, my name is, I said, look
That's
at
so
you.
cool.
So yeah, I took her and got her a nice little gift. Other than that,
That's
everything been
cool.
slow.
What up, Doe Rio? Yeah, that's cool.
Speaking of which, do y'all earn as much?
I think I'm a steamer.
Iron? Do I? Y'all see what I wear? Oh, y'all iron. I go
I'm a
like.
steamer.
Well,
I
my
was
khakis, right? When I'm wearing my khakis, but other than that, I don't iron my jeans.
I don't iron nothing.
Yeah, I'm
You
a
know how to
steamer.
start?
I iron some
they
stuff.
Still make starch and
Start,
stuff?
girl. I ain't no start.
I mean, when I'm
No,
on my
ma'am.
preppy shit, right?
No, ma'am.
Polos
I'm
and
steaming.
slacks.
I have an
No, ma'am.
ironing board and iron, but
I ain't got no ironing
steaming.
board. I got an iron, but I don't
I'm
iron board.
T-shirts is
Oh, it's
the
on the
only thing
basement.
that I iron. T-shirts. I definitely
You
iron
iron
my
t-shirts?
Heck,
I don't wear
absolutely.
t-shirts, though.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
throw it in the dryer real quick.
Oh, the dryer.
But then
That's
they
why I do
they
my
get
dryer.
They wrinkled out of
The
the dryer.
dryer.
Real real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like right before I gotta go to work, I definitely do that to my scrubs so that
Yeah.
they won't be as wrinkled. Okay, so Miss Shayna,
So-
what about you?
Hey, my week has been good. My week has been good. Mostly working, seeing clients and everything. Yeah, just been chill. I don't be going. I'll be in the house,
It's nothing wrong with
in the
that.
house with it.
It's nothing.
But no, it was good. Went out last night. Yeah, some
Say that's where
things
your
was
week got into.
disorganized. I don't like when things just are disorganized. Nobody talks to nobody. Don't nobody know the answers. Don't nobody know what's going
So y'all
on.
was just lost.
Everybody was lost. Just standing like,
Children
okay.
of the corn. Just lost.
But the night turned up, real good, 90s for the win, of course.
Always gonna win first
Yeah.
place to me. I love
Yeah.
90s. I love
It was some
90s.
energy last night in 90s
Okay.
too that wasn't
So
it was not
is it
familiar
always
energy.
on Saturday nights going down
Reggae.
that 90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me
reggae.
know something. Let me
Yeah,
know
they had
something.
some new people down there and it was that energy
It
wasn't
was young.
yeah, them people was
It's getting out. The
They-
word.
Yeah, but it's getting out, and we have got some good people in there. But people forget it's an Afro beats night, and
Yeah.
they want to hear rap, and they
Yeah.
want to hear this type
Yeah.
of stuff.
Sada Baby
And
and
the
Peas.
DJ
is
gotta-
like
some
the
East
same
Side
thing.
stuff come out sometimes.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know.
the DJ have to know
Yeah.
when to mix it and take it back into what the
Yeah.
night is.
Oh,
supposed
did
to
it,
be about.
Rio? You don't like all cigarette smoke? 'Cause, yeah, the party ended up smooth
Oh,
because
yeah.
Rio was
I don't
there.
feel like they should allow cigarette smoke.
Huh?
Is that DJ Rio?
Nah, yeah. So no, it was just too many. And then Rio was too many people at a certain point. That was just too crowded for me. I don't do real well with like a bunch of people where I'm like this with
Crammed
people.
up, you get
Yeah, I don't like.
claustrophobic
I don't like
And then in
that.
there's a place to dance.
Yeah.
So I can't even
Yeah.
dance and people looking at you weird. And, when it's those type of nights.
It's the wrong type of people in there for you to dance around.
Yeah.
They get to,
Yeah.
inserting
I
itself
like
in there.
that people are dancing again at certain places.
Oh yeah. Not
A
at all
lot
the
of people
places.
was just standing around. They just look at each other.
So question, y'all. I ain't been in a club in a long time, right? Like I only go to certain places. There's 90s. We got NEP. We got Willis Show Bar, and
love
those are
Willis.
usually like these people are like or my age, our age and up or whatever. And we went to the club last night. And people had on like regular clothes.
They don't dress up like we
They
used
don't
to.
dress up. No,
I love dressing
They
up.
don't
I'm
like-
They
sorry.
don't dress up like we used to.
it don't even have to be, but like just look like
Something.
you just
Some
didn't have
effort.
this on
Look like
all day.
something, yeah.
They looked like they had it on. A lot of people had on gym shoes. It was a lot of just like it was real dress, like just t-shirts. I'm like, this is what they wearing to the
We
club.
had the pre-gaming before we went
Yeah.
out. We had to
Yes.
change your outfit again, or maybe
Just in case.
Yeah.
start at your girl house, and we put some effort. We look good. Our
Yeah.
pictures show it. Like when you look back at our pictures.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love
yes.
that
yes.
Instagram Black Detroiters where they just show like the back in the
That's
day
a
with
good,
the hair,
yeah.
with the hair shows and all those things.
Yeah.
It shows how we was.
yeah.
So y'all see we missing, our baby Alicia. She'll be
Girl,
back.
hey,
Yes.
hey, girl, hey.
Alicia.
We gonna say she got daylight savings time.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that
It was a
sounds.
code with daylight savings time.
Daylight savings
We'll
time.
use that.
It done
as an
sprung her away. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
Spring up.
spring then sprung, all
Sprung
right.
and sprung her away.
Yeah.
excuse. Recreating.
Yeah.
Procreating.
So y'all, today what we talking about? Y'all see our topic in sickness and in health, and today we're talking about our relationship, with our health, and what that looks like. With the topic in sickness and in health. What are our vows to ourselves and things like that in relation to our health. And so we got Dr. Shelby on, with us to kind of add to the conversation. Also, just to give us some information about her health fair that she got coming up, which is really
313
dope.
Day.
That's
Yes.
really dope.
Yes,
That
thank you.
yeah.
I'm excited too. It's been a movement, so it's already plans to do it next year and to activate on the east side.
Okay.
And the west side.
Right.
Initially, I was trying to do it at the same time simultaneously, but I just didn't have the bandwidth, and I wanted to do it right.
Okay.
So I was like, next year I want to activate on east side, west, southwest. It's one Detroit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
even though I'm west side or east side tendencies, I think, I got some southwest in me. I got some, northeast. I got all of that. We're all Detroit. So, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this your first one.
Yep,
that
I
you're
just
doing?
decided to do it less than 30 days ago. Last year they had like a lot of events for 313 day weekend. I was like, this would be a great way to do a health fair for our young people, because since COVID, that's what I'm seeing in the ER, because I'm an ER doctor. I'm seeing more young people with high blood pressure, diabetes,
Oh, wow.
all of these chronic diseases because we spent 3 years just kind of chilling. You know, we had our PPP money, we was doing crab bowls and all of that stuff, and stuff, and so you know, we weren't outside, you know, and we just kind of, you know,
It was indoors, legs open.
Yeah.
Indoors, legs open.
No, STDs went up as well. During COVID, a lot happened during COVID, and so now we're seeing the after effects of that, and it's health.
Yeah,
I know it was a lot that happened. You know, older people I'm seeing, you know, with STDs and things because they were kind of, you know, on lines and sliding into DMs. It was a lot that went on. And so, you know, and I'm like, you know, and they're honest with me, and I'm like, well, you know, okay. And so I'm the ER, so everything is confidential. I want to rock with you and get you where you need to be, and that's where and that's another reason why I did the health fair, because a lot of patients are like, do you have an office? I'm like, no, I'm in the ER. They're like, you should have an office because you're real with me. You know, I tell them like, hey, maybe eat one rib and not the whole slab. You know, just figure out ways to, you know, if you like.
So have you thought about that?
I thought about doing an urgent care, but I love the ER because it's treat and street. I like to do a laceration. I might do a gunshot wound. I might do a whatever, and then go about my way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the office, it would be that everyday seeing
the
people.
same.
The same. I like the variety.
I'm with you.
I
On
like
that,
the variety because I
More
never know what's coming
paperwork
through.
and less work.
Yeah.
Exactly, because I got somebody else doing all the other stuff. You know what I mean? I just see people take notes and move on to the next person. So it's like, you know, some of them might be 5 minutes, some of them might be an hour, but it's a variety every day. So I never know what's coming through the door.
Keep you on your toes.
It keeps me on my toes. So when I'm out with my friends, I have to turn the doctor mode off. I was with my nephew yesterday, and he was yawning too long and like this for like a long time. I was like, you ain't having no stroke. He was trying to get some food out of his mouth, but I had went into doctor mode like, is you okay?
Wait, hold on.
Let me
So
check.
I have to turn it down. So.
Okay, well, so you brought about the wellness or the health fair because of those things that you seen that were happening coming into the ER, and I think that's really interesting because
really dope.
that time period where, you know, everybody was supposed to be focusing on their health because of COVID, it in turn like affected all these other areas for people.
Some good things came out of COVID though. I think a lot of entrepreneurs stepped out
Yeah,
on business and
definitely.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know, started doing things like they just had the time.
Yeah.
That slowed us down. Actually, I would like if we had a shutdown day like once a month. Well, the world kind of shut down because it's busy now. Like we are on the go. Like we making up for those 4 years, you know. Because I'm like, we gotta slow down. I like walking into the store when nobody else there. You know, the freeways was empty.
Everything is shut down but Facebook, because the other day,
No, they could shut Facebook down.
Shut that
No,
down
no,
too.
no,
They could shut it down.
It was
Shut
in
down
the
there.
ER. Patient said,
No,
Facebook
no.
down. I was like, I'm working. I don't know.
When you listen,
how
you
y'all
know
gonna do the
what?
podcast if they shut you Facebook
On
down?
a Sunday. Well, I mean, it'll be another day. We'll be shut down.
Right, it's just one day.
One day.
Just
One
one
day
day
shut
to.
down.
Oh,
One day.
No,
We can make it a Wednesday. A wind down
On Wednesday.
Wind
Yeah,
down
wind down.
Wednesday.
Because
Really
I got
wind
two
down.
shows on Wednesday. Can't do that.
What can we do?
They gonna wind
Take
down.
it easy Tuesday.
Mind your business Monday.
Shut up Sunday.
Sit down Saturday.
Focus on yourself Friday.
Whatever. Any days of the week. Any of them days.
Treat yourself Thursday.
But as we're talking about, like, we're just being silly with it. But it is, I think, definitely in regards to our overall health, it is necessary for us to have like a shutdown. Like we be in the space where we're going.
I do it now because at work in January I fainted almost at work. I was working really hard. I was negative for COVID, RSV, flu, but I had something, and it's probably gonna be a new virus. But you ain't heard it from me. But anyhow,
Usher it in.
I was just tired and sleepy, but I was still working because in the ER we don't shut down. Like I've had doctors that say they sick. I'm like, can you come here early and get IV fluids? Because we ain't got, a doctor. We need doctors. If a nurse calls in, the ER can still function. We don't have doctors and nurse practitioners on our PAs. We need them there. So I went to work because I'm going to do what I need to do. And I probably shouldn't have went to work, but then I was at work and I was like, whoa. I almost fainted, and the nurses was like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And so, of course, they checked me in or whatever. I took a couple of days off.
Yeah.
That was my body telling me to reset.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah.
And it was such a reset because after that, that's when the health fair idea came. That's when all these other different projects came. I had to sit down.
Yeah.
And
sit myself down.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. That's a part of self-care. It's a part of, protecting your energy and protecting yourself, because when you run in chaos, you around a lot of chaotic stuff and chaotic people. So it's that moment where
that energy rub off on you.
you
need
know.
to decompress.
And then speaking about health, like I think that's what got me through cancer. It's because I sat down, you know, and I was talking to someone yesterday about it. That as far as like I didn't have the support that people expect to have, and I didn't want that. Because I wanted to heal myself and I needed that. I didn't need the energy around me. You sick. You know how people like, you ain't sick. You don't hurt until you see a cut. Like, you know. So it's like, don't treat me like I'm sick. Like, I know what the doctor told me. You don't have to keep repeating it. You don't have to remind me. Let me heal. And that's how I got through. Literally with very few people that helped me with my children. And I just, mentally, I just kept telling myself that. Like, hey. It's a cold.
But I was like, Mark had mentioned before we got on the podcast, you are what you eat. But that's so important as far as like what we're consuming, what we're eating. Not only just like physically what we're eating, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, what we're taking in, what we're consuming on a day to day affects like our overall health. So for you doing that and knowing like, okay, this is what I needed in this space to heal. I don't need those energies.
At this moment.
To like open what universe or say whatever to me, or because people come with their own insecurities and doubts and things and can't push that off with them.
Like, oh, you know why you got that? Because it's like, regardless of what you say, listen, regardless of what you say, I got it, and I have to battle it, not you. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my things that I knew that I needed. You know, a lot of people need that support, that push. Like, I know I'm strong. I know that. If you're gonna be around me, don't treat me like I'm sick. Like I got those like, oh, don't do nothing. It's like, get out my house. Get away from me. Goodbye. I'm good. You know, if I'm not good, I will definitely be open to letting whoever around me know.
And thoughts have energy just like the words, right? And sometimes people can know things about you and they genuine thoughts about you and shit. They don't really want you to get well, right? They kind of happy that you're sick, right? So it's better that they not know certain things because they'll be like, oh yeah, that's what she get. That's her karma, right? That's what they be speaking about you to other people.
That is so interesting to me that people are in that, because you guys see Mike Epps did an interview and he was just talking about like, you know, when he was in his like lowest space, when he was like, you know, actively doing cocaine and, you know, he had more people who were like, yeah, I'm here for you. I love you, man. I love you. But when he was like, you know, good and cleaned up and everything, oh, you better than me, you know, or this. So I think like it is important, like, you know, with knowing that about ourselves.
That's a testament to what I say as far as like, I usually apply this to dating though, but it applies in a lot of other arenas. How people will treat you according to what they feel like you have and don't have. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like when you up, you know, whether they know that you, whatever they know that you have, like people feel like they're entitled to it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you, like you got a new house, right? Oh, the party over Brook house, you got a new house, right? You got a new, we can meet at the park.
Okay?
At the park
across the street.
House party. You know how people are. You know, that's what you say, how people are, right? If they knew you hit the lottery, everybody gonna join. Give me $1. Give me $1. You get a new car. Oh, we riding out in your seat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just want to feel entitled to your shit.
It's we.
They become entitled to your shit.
But at first it was just you. It was just you. You go get your house.
When you was by yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? That nobody was around. It's like fair weather friends.
Yeah.
You know that Johnny Gill song back in the day?
But I piggyback on what you said. What I ask people now is, what do you need from me? So if somebody's sick or not around, I'm like, you need groceries. I ask what you need, and I can't. And I'm not the type that's gonna be there for you 24/7. I'm gonna order a meal service. I'm gonna do what you need and what I'm gonna ask you. I'm not gonna assume. And say, you want me to sit with you? You want me to do some errand? What do you want me to do? And then I'm gonna do that, or put somebody in place to help you. I don't want to just assume, because people assume. What do you really need? Because I'm one of those people like, when you need me, call me, because I'm really going to come through. So what do you need to get you through this? And you need me to leave you alone? Say that.
But you know what's crazy is because going through that, I did tell people that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, I'm here. And I'm like, okay, you know, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to come over. Like, I big shout out to Markeisha, my baby Hove. It's because they were the only people that make sure my kids You know what I'm saying? Was moments where I couldn't kiss my kids, or I had to disinfect my whole bathroom before my kids can use the bathroom, to where they kept my kids. I see them after they get out of school. They'll go back with them that night. They'll drop them off and pick them up from school. That's the type of support that I needed. You know what I'm saying? So that I can be by myself alone, healing.
So you know what? I think that's a really big thing in regards to our health, our environment, right? Like our environment is important, you know, in our overall health. So, Dr. Shelby, if you're in your experience, you know, what do you see in relation to that? People coming from like, you know, these different environments or unhealthy environments, or depending on their environment, what are you seeing as far as like diagnoses, as far as their health and what's presenting?
You know, not just with COVID, but when older people are in a nursing home by themselves, they come in, they die of a broken heart. Because they're lonely. They're by themselves. They're in an unfamiliar environment. Some nursing homes are better than others, but I see that. And then I see people around the holidays coming to visit them. And, you know, in the ER, I don't have regular patients, but I do. And then they'll come in with their families on the holiday. Like, well, Grandma looks sick. I'm like, you haven't seen Grandma since last Easter. Like, you really need to, you know, and I try to, like, you know, and the patient knows me because they see me more in families, you know. And I know people don't always have the time, but you see people come from nursing homes, rehabs, even group homes, their environment. Because in a group home, they're with people with all different diagnoses, whether it's mental, whatever it is, and they're in a room by themselves until they come out to interact. I see patients coming from jails. Sometimes they come from the jail if something happens. And so, you know, this might be their time just to get out. And I was sharing with you guys before, like sometimes when I see patients, black men in general, coming from the jail or arrested, you know, I might do a little bit more to keep them there for a little bit longer because I want to make sure they're safe. You know, so it's and that's the beauty of me being in the ER. I interact with so many different patients and I meet them where they're at. You know, sometimes people come in at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, they didn't want to work now. Like, let's not even go through, you got a sore throat or anything like that. I just say, you want the day off. You want, you know, like, because I know you got to be working at 7, you come in at 6 o'clock, 6:30. And I get that. I used to didn't get that at first. I'm like, well, needs work notes. And so I'm like, you know, I make my life easier because I'm not about to do a whole workup on you. You're going to do this work note. And, you know, make sure you don't have strep, something simple, and get you going. And you've got that day off. But sometimes I'm like, okay, another day. Then they'll be like, I'm like, watch it, sister. I'm gonna give you 2, and that's it. Like, we're not giving you a week off.
Health is community for sure. You know, like generally, like black people generally have a mistrust or distrust of like the health system, which rightfully so. And so, you know, you talking about, you know, in certain cases, like you just write the note for them, or like that individual coming from the jail, you make sure you spend extra time and give them extra things. And I think that is so important because it is like disproportionate as far as like the healthcare that black people receive, you know, the ones even who do go to.
Sometimes don't trust me. I have to break that barrier down because they think you one of them. Or they'll be like, you ain't the doctor. You look too young to be a doctor. Where you go to school? It's all. I'm like, did you ask the white doctor this? Like, why I gotta get my resume?
I gotta get grilled.
But they have to get past that mistrust. And then once they get past, and I'll meet them where they're at. If I see a girl with a Gucci purse and I see she kind of mistrusts, like, girl, I just love that purse. And then I broke that barrier. Like, whatever. If they got a shirt that have cats, they like cats. Okay, I'm like, I'm such a cat lady. I'm not transparent, but I know that's where I have to break down the barrier to get them because they see me as one of them. And I'm like, no, I'm one of you. I'm here to represent because I want other Dr. Alicia Shelby's, you know. I'm the medical director and chairman of the ER. I'm the only black female doctor in the hospital.
Ooh, clap. Where the claps at? You clap. We on an extra clap too. Another clap. Clap. It's an audience. It's a whole.
And they respect that, you know. And I break that barrier. And so then that's when they say, well, where's your office at? Like, this is my office, you know. And so that's where, again, the health fair came from, because this will be my office for the day. We've got you doing mental health. We've got people doing healthy food demonstrations. We're going to learn CPR. That's the most important thing. Somebody drop down in front of you, just start CPR and call help. You know, that is one of the things that saves a lot of lives. That's what saved Bronny James' life. That's what saved the guy, Damar Hamlin, from the NFL. People were right there starting. Just start. It's not like before. Blow. Just start.
It's just the chest compression now.
Those compressions, call for help. That's my next thing I want to do. I want to get the children of Detroit public schools to be certified in basic life support.
That would be,
And it's an
yeah.
initiative that's slowly catching, fire. I'm gonna put that fire under because it's important.
It's
That
very
saves
important.
lives. Like I talk like I save lives. I do save lives, and we want you to save other
She
people.
said, I
It's
do
like,
say live. And do.
you can too.
And do. Yeah. Yeah.
She do.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what's you guys' relationship with your health? Like, how do you, make sure that you stay healthy, or what do you do?
You know what? And I, ever since I had got diagnosed with stage 1A ovarian cancer, I've always been an advocate for black women, especially paying attention to your body. Because I went in and they see as black women, we are common to have cysts and fibroids and stuff like that. And it's like, when I went and I'm talking, I'm like, well, I'm in pain. Like, oh, it's just a cyst. Don't worry about it. No, it shouldn't feel like this though. Like this is a constant pain. You got to do something.
Yeah.
And I literally had to force down my doctor. No, I'm gonna just give you pain medicine or whatever. And it's like, no, check. And when he was able to go and get whatever he needed and checked, then he came back and he couldn't do nothing but apologize.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Miss Kelly. And it's like, it broke my heart.
So like really like having to like advocate for yourself, because I know that in experience with my son in the first couple years, like he was going to the hospital a lot. We didn't really know before his asthma diagnosis. And so I think sometimes the assumption is for the doctors that, a lot of people don't know, or they're not going to advocate for themselves, or, they don't have insight into their own health. So they'll tell you something and you be like, no, this is not it. Like,
They don't
trust
trust us. They don't trust us to trust ourselves. They don't listen to us.
Yeah,
like you had mentioned the other night that black people, black women especially, are known to have a higher tolerance of pain. So if I go in and I'm saying I'm hurting, they know you can handle it. Oh, I'm gonna just give you a few.
There's a misconception
Yeah.
that you have.
No, that was actually it was taught, wasn't it? It was taught in medical schools that black people have like a higher like tolerance or something.
Yeah. The father of gynecology and OB, he practiced on slave women without anesthesia. So the things that I learned from his studies and his practice. And when I'm reading this stuff, I'm just like, it's unethical now. It's a medical apartheid. Henrietta Lacks, they used her cells and to make groundbreaking revolutionary medical strides, and her family were not compensated.
They
for
just
that.
recently,
And it's
like,
not enough.
it's not enough.
It's not enough, And so that mistrust, this Tuskegee experiment, when they were knowingly letting people with syphilis weren't treating them.
Yeah.
So these are things that happen, but it's people like me, and one of the doctors that's going to be at the health fair, Dr. Ijeoma Opara, a powerful black sister. We focus on healthcare advocacy and equity.
Yes.
And so I spent most of my career learning how to be a doctor. Nobody's teaching people how to be a patient. Nobody's teaching you how to understand your discharge instructions. How to say, wait a minute. No. Because this is a relationship. And we as doctors, we go into medicine saying we're going to help people. Forget that. The reason why I went into healthcare, yes, is to help me. But yes, we have a relationship.
Most definitely.
I have to. Some of the doctors, he'll be like, "Well, I didn't go in this to be customer service." I said, "Well, you have a
It
house.
is. The whole
you
thing
have
is
a,
customer service.
You have a house in St. Croix.
Right.
You have a house in St. Croix because of these patients.
Right.
Like, let's make sure we know
These
what we're
patients
doing
are
here.
part of your family.
This is your family for today and every day."
Yeah.
And he had to see it that way. Like, this is a relationship.
I think it's interesting when you say that, because my sister's a veterinarian. And a part of their veterinarian program is they have to do patient care, like your bedside manner, like classes, and they get taught like how to interact and how to. And I don't think you guys don't have. They're
starting to do that now.
Okay.
Because they're realizing that we just went in there like patient. You're like it's an assembly line.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. Like this chest pain ain't always a heart attack. You can open up their shirt and they've got shingles, and everybody thinking it's a heart attack. They done did this whole workup, and look, and it's shingles. And if somebody had just looked at them, examined them, and listened, we would have went through that whole process of working up a heart attack. Oh, they did everything. Even somebody did the EKG and didn't see they got shingles. It's just like I walk in the room, I'm like, this is shingles, it's a discharge, and it's
trying to keep.
I know. So it's just about listening to people talking, sitting down.
Yeah.
I focus on my physicians and APCs, like nurse practitioners and PAs. Just sit down and listen. The patient will tell you. We don't have a lot of time, but I make time, and it's a time for me to take a break. I sit down and be like, okay, how can I help you today? What do you need, the family? What do you need? And a lot of times it's not even the medicine. They just need somebody to listen.
Yeah.
It's not even the medicine sometimes. And so again, that's why people's like, "Where's your office?" I'm like, "I don't have an office."
Yeah.
I think you would have a thought.
Yeah, a lot of people have patients in their office.
You have a lot of patients.
Well, my relationship with my health, like I've had cysts, I've had surgeries. I actually had 2 surgeries, and like cysts on my ovaries, like grapefruit size or whatever. But my relationship with my health, I do more of like, I'm really more like holistic. So I'm gonna do all like the little natural remedies, the herbs and things like that. But a lot of it is like just through like making sure what I eat. You know,
that is so important.
Yeah, like so, what I'm consuming, I'm not consuming a lot of like processed food or high fructose corn syrup or anything with like the colors and dyes and everything like that. Anything that can create or cause inflammation, which is a lot of the like issues that we have is because of inflammation.
Yes.
So I'm not really a doctor person.
And that's okay. That's
because of that. I mean, I go to the doctor. Like I have a doctor that, that I really like that we do use. But it's more like, I'm gonna try something and I couldn't. You
don't need to.
I tried everything else.
I know something about this. I've been sitting here trying to think of it. Now I don't know if it's Pine Sol or Drano, but one of them was used back in the day as a birth control, or birth control contains the same chemicals as Drano or something like that. You know nothing to do about
I
that?
wouldn't put past it. I don't know. I've been
Google it.
I've been sitting here for the last 3 minutes trying to find it, but I've heard that.
Well, a lot of stuff
has the same thing that was in our perms. So I mean, I wouldn't put anything past it. So
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I think
there's no telling with the medical system.
The old medical system. We're bringing in
she's
young.
She's
be more holistic.
Yeah, we're gonna bridge the two. I think we do. We got to combine the two. But we got to figure out what's the holistic portion that works for you, and make sure it doesn't interact with anything medicine. And work. We're a total being, mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
So why can't our health encompass traditional medicine, Western medicine, African medicine?
Most definitely.
We came from the motherland. Those herbs and stuff. I do a lot of green teas. I do a lot of herbal things that I do, and I can tell it helps me out. Like when I couldn't get better with medicine, it was honey, lemon tea,
garlic,
ginger. That's what really got me. But turmeric just got me better. I have sea moss every day that I get from Linwood Fresh Market in Detroit, and she makes it for me twice a week. It's got ginger, honey, lemon, and turmeric, and then I had her put some cayenne pepper in it this last time, and it gave me that little spark or whatever. And so I do that.
That is dope. And you said, what's the name of that place?
Linwood Fresh Market. It's a
black
nurse.
Black nurse that own it on the west side.
Sonia Green. That's she's gonna be at the health fair as well.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So it's definitely, I've just been connecting in the, with everybody in the space, how we can collaborate because we're stronger together. We got, people were like, oh well. I'm like, no, we can all do this together. It can be more than one mental health person there. There can be more than we've got people from the east side, west side. Let's collaborate. We are stronger together. It's no competition. I'm not in competition with anybody. I used to be in competition with myself. I'm not even in competition with her anymore. I won.
I like that.
I don't have to compete.
I like that.
With that. I don't compete with anybody. I'm in my own lane. I'm creating my own lane. You know what I'm saying? So it's a new, and I can be transparent. I'm gonna be 50 this year. I used to embrace it. I'm excited about my year of 50.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. And that's from sea moss, and that's from water. And
drink your water.
Drinking water. Just drink some water.
It's nothing wrong with water.
You know how many people don't.
People really don't like people really don't like water.
I heard a video where a dude was trying to eloquently explain why we're not even supposed to drink water.
We're supposed to eat our water.
We're supposed to eat the water.
Which we're not supposed to lap with oh shit, don't do
it. Got a little. I'm not. I'm not fully agreeing and saying that that we shouldn't drink water at all. Like that whole little concept. But we definitely should eat. Like it definitely should consume. Yeah, we definitely should consume.
I took it as eating ice.
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw eat water, I was like, are we gonna just be eating ice? Like what? But
there's nothing wrong with eating.
I actually love eating ice.
I love ice.
That hospital ice is the bomb.
Listen, I've been in a hospital for 10 years now. I've did ER. What? Every day when I'm on my way home, I have my big old cup, go fill it up, get in the car, go home, and all day I'm just snacking on it. Oh, I gotta work tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I get some more.
I tried to buy one. Them jokers was like a couple $1,000s, but my husband found one that was like $500. So he bought me a nugget ice one, so I have it.
Oh, it was an ice machine?
For home, because I'm like, because I love ice, but it was also a sign of me being anemic. And so when we talk about being what's your relationship with your health, I was my worst patient. I did not take care of myself because I looked good, and so I was like, I feel good, and I had fibroids, and I suffered with them for greater than 10 years, and I was treating myself and just figuring it out until I couldn't. And so I don't even know why. I can't even explain it. I was just like, oh, I can power through. No, you cannot power through being on your cycle for 30 days. You cannot power through being in pain.
Yeah.
So I was dysfunctional myself until I figured, okay, enough is enough. So even me, being a physician, having insurance, having access to experts, and so I was still like, oh, okay, I'll be okay. A strong black woman, put my cape on, I'm Captain Save-O. I'm saving everybody else, not myself. And I was very dysfunctional. Until I wasn't, and then I had surgery, and it was like a whole new lease on life. I'm like, I could have been just not living like this, and even my therapist, we couldn't even figure out why. We don't know why, because I had no reason why other than I just didn't want to. I didn't want to take ownership of my own health while I'm saving other people's lives. I'm like, dysfunctional.
Is that where you ended at? You just didn't know why you didn't?
I just left it alone because I was like, if I keep thinking about it, I'll just never. It's just one of the answers when I get home to the Creator. I'm gonna say, hey, why did I do that? And maybe he'll have an answer. He'd probably be like, you know what? I don't even know why either. That was just what you did at that time. I don't know. I think maybe scared was a little bit, or fear.
Yeah.
But I was doing all these other amazing things, but not just for myself. So I don't know. And so we just said, just close this chapter and just go to the next.
For me, I find that it's like energy for me, like lack of that energy. Because, being in a helping profession and like holding space for other people consistently, right? Like at the end of it, like you don't have that, for me, like I don't have that energy to be like, okay, let me do it to hold a space for me, and let me do it right. I just want to just like,
space for me.
Yeah, it was no space, yeah. And so I just have to be.
Nobody knew, so I didn't have anybody to say, hey, because I made it look good.
Yeah, that's what people look on the outside. They think you're okay. Yeah.
But nobody knew because I was so used to just doing until I couldn't. So again, that was twice it happened. I'm not gonna let it happen a third time. With the fibroids and with me fainting at work, those were 2 times when I just let myself just get away from it.
That was your body sitting you down again.
So I've been sat down twice. We ain't doing 3 times as a charm. I will not, now I get all my regular checkups, my mammograms, all of those things. I've always had insurance. So that's why I was like, I don't even know why. I was just probably just...
It was probably had a lot to do with fear.
It was like, if it ain't broke,
in a
don't
black
fix it.
community.
But it was broke.
It was broke.
But even now, it's a lot of people out here in general. Like my mom died because she was scared to go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people have that fear of the unknown. Like, even though, like, your mind can be more negative and you will believe it yourself. Like, oh, I'm going to go in, they're going to say this and they're going to say that. And it might not be that. It might be something completely different. But the fear is what stops you for even finding out any answers.
Yeah.
So, that
Not
fear.
no more.
Not no more.
Hey, y'all, please go get yourself checked out. If you feel anything, listen to your body. Please. I mean, the thing is, like I told my mama before, because she like, well, I don't want to go there, and she ain't have insurance. And I'm like, well, at the end of the day, you're going to die in some type of death. You're going to owe me. You're going to owe somebody. So why not owe to live longer?
And it don't go on your credit anymore. I advocate that.
Okay.
The medical bills don't go on your credit anymore. I know they're probably going to get some inboxes about this, but it doesn't. And so, not that you don't want to pay your bills, but that was a barrier to people getting homes and insurance because of those medical bills that were on your credit report. Not that I'm not advocating for not paying it, but go get yourself checked out. They're free. There'll be free resources at the health department. Sometimes you gotta just might apply for Medicaid for a little bit. Yeah. You might have to apply for food stamps for a little bit. I got food stamps as a child. We got food stamps when I was in college. It helped. Yeah. I loved going to the store with food stamps because I bought stuff that I might not have bought. My cart was full with all kind of good stuff with stamps and stuff, and that's just a bridge to get to. I pay taxes. My parents pay taxes. These are things that we're in. We should be a right to have it. Like you should be able to go and get Medicaid. Food stamps. You should be able. The health department has free resources. When we were kids, we went to the dental mobile to get our teeth cleaned. The swimmobile came down our street.
Oh, I used to love that.
The
thing.
bookmobile. All of these. My mother taught us all this.
I remember
No,
the swimmobile stopped. We didn't have a swimmobile. That's my mom.
I have.
Yeah.
I have, and I was on.
They must have because they.
I was
Yeah.
on
Maybe it's on
Rosemary.
the west side thing.
No,
they
they came on the east. Like
I used
my
to be
mom would
on
talk about the
Rosemary
swimmobile.
off of
Yeah.
Hayes, and I've seen them. Whoever used to be off of Rosemary off of Hayes. They used to
I'm
always
trying
go
to
right
remember.
there, right by Kelly Road. They used to always go down there.
No, we
I
had.
was little.
We had the.
Nowadays, a
I was
garbage
little.
truck full of water. Ain't nobody getting in it.
It is a garbage truck full of
Right,
It is a garbage truck full of water. Talk about healthy. Sound like it's sanitary.
That's why everybody wasn't sick. You were so exposed to so many germs. Your
We
body
just
built
drinking
immunity.
water out the water hole side of the house.
Fire hydrant will open up.
Yeah, I mean,
You
even
bring
now-
that. You being funny, but bringing it up. That I think that's
That might
definitely
have
truth.
something to do with
No,
it.
it's definitely truth to that because I think when I was asking earlier about like how we seen like these spikes after COVID and everything, because COVID was a very significant, very big thing, but a lot of the communication was high. Cover yourself. Don't even expose yourself to anything, and so then people's immune systems wasn't even well enough to even fight off anything.
I actually had COVID, and I was able to get workers' comp off of that because I was in the hospital. But I didn't feel it at all. Like, it was like one of those, like a random text they used to do for us. Like, oh, okay, we're going to, and they like, you got to go home. Like, why? What's wrong? Oh, my gosh, I'm positive.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel no way. I just kept to myself. I got my children tested. They tested negative. But it's like you said, I'm not just around sick people. I guess my immune system is just, at some point, good enough.
Top tier.
It got me through a lot of stuff. I give my body all the grace I can. But,
I had COVID in the beginning. I had COVID. I had COVID in 20. One of the first people that had it.
I think I had
before
it
they
too.
even exposed it.
Me too. We had 2019 in December.
I believe when I was treating people at that time, I'm like, you got something. It's not the flu is negative, but it's just that was in
2019.
2019.
That October.
December.
They
December.
told us that October when being inpatient because we work with blood work and stuff like that in the lab, and they told us like, hey, it's a new flu strand. They didn't say exactly the name of it, but they say, hey, it's a new one. So once y'all get this flu shot, y'all might have to get another one. They pretty much told us that
Yeah, I was taking care of it.
So I found it.
Okay.
The garbage truck full of water.
Take a look at your screen, lady.
The garbage truck full of water.
Ground zero for
I don't
COVID.
see. Oh, there you go. Oh,
So many
it is a garbage truck. It's one of the.
Yes. And they was in there.
And they feel like, that boy was cold. See, I don't remember that. That ain't that. Yeah. I don't remember that.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is ground zero for
For
COVID.
COVID. That's where COVID came
That's where it started from the swimmobile. We've done the research.
Hey.
It was on West Chicago and
It had to be on the west side.
It had to be on the west side.
This had to come from the
patient
west
number
side.
one. Yeah, it says
But funny things that going around like the community, the swimmobile, as I guess that's the sickness part. But y'all remember the fruit truck? That used to come around.
We had a fruit truck.
Yeah, fruit truck that come around. I just think that's interesting. We don't have more access to like things like that just come to you just in the
I remember
neighborhood.
fruot trees that everybody.
Oh yeah, everybody had fruit trees.
Those
Yeah.
little berries that you
I'm
slide
talking
on.
about,
Yeah.
I'm talking about pears,
Apples.
We had rabbits in our neighborhood.
Yeah. Where the rabbits go? Yeah, the rabbits.
The black squirrels ate them.
The black squirrels was on the east side. I seen them on the west side. They starting to come.
No, they're everywhere.
Oh, black
They're
squirrels are
everywhere.
on the west side.
They just started coming on the west side.
I think-
I believe that. I
The
believe
black
that.
It's
squirrels
so-
are different.
Listen, them
They
black
are
squirrels,
different.
they
Them
eat
the ones
side.
that
Yeah.
eat
For
the
sure
holes
east side.
in your garbage.
Yes. They-
How?
and it stayed on top of your garbage can like they're supposed to be there.
they
Like,
just
yeah,
look at
just
you.
look
I
at
saw
me.
one
Yeah.
today when I was coming here. I was like, dang. He was
And they
like,
looked at
I
you
am
like,
crossing the
swear up.
street first, not you. I yielded the way, like, sir. Because it's a sir, it's a man. He got an attitude. He's an east side man. So I let him know. I was like,
Go ahead, sir. We do not want you jumping
I
on me.
know. Like, next time I come, I bring one of them pretty little west side squirrels and let her count.
A west side squirrel.
Bring a little gray one over there.
Oh, God.
Integrated. We're going to have some mixed squirrels over here.
With a little bow on the tail.
Like, hey.
Real said the black squirrel's been on the West for 20 years.
Hey.
Yeah, I've seen
They
black
just
squirrels
started.
on the West.
It just started. Like, I just started. That's new. That's relatively new.
No, I can't. No,
I don't be on the West Side long enough.
They started out on Belle Isle. That's where they started off at.
How they get over? They swim across like this.
I don't know, but that's what they. I guess that's where they GMO'd them at.
GMO'd them.
And that could be true. Because don't they let out the ravens every towards the fall to get all the rodents up? Have y'all seen a big like that's when I heard that they let out them purposely to
get the rodent. That's
rodents up. And I mean,
we do that in New York. I was just in New York last weekend, and them is some big old
God, people live in New York. Talk about unsanitary.
Oh yeah.
They got a high immune system.
They got rats the size of babies.
Yeah. Now those ones, I'm like, sir, I really yield to you. I'm going the other way. Like I don't want no parts.
I don't even want to look at you. Okay. I'm itching already thinking about it.
They're stupid. They're rats. It's like Candyman. You can't look
at Candyman. Don't look at them. Say their names.
Don't say that right there. That's one of my things. I don't like scary movies. I do not. That's one thing. If I had to have my
scary movies.
I do not fuck around because I feel like demons are real, and I do not want to see them on TV.
You know what, my guy? Listen,
or in a movie.
So my guy, he don't really watch scary movies as well. And people used to be like, "Oh, you and your kids watch scary movies?" It's because it was always instilled in me like. It's it's fiction. Even if it's based off a fact story or if it's based off a true story, that's what you're seeing is not real.
Yeah.
So in my head, I mean, I'm not saying that I don't. My scary movies is more like horror, I guess. Like they be like, I'm gonna get you.
I don't like Carrie, Cujo, Salem Slide. I can name them all because when it's Halloween time, that comes on, and so I make sure that my TV is not on any channels that play scary movies. I see the TV on.
Okay.
Yeah, you wake up and they be like, they're all gonna laugh.
Movies is actually scary, like she said, or the gory was like
Saw
or something.
Yeah,
everything else.
Every year I used to go on my birthday. My birthday, October 25th. For like the first 7 of them, every year I used to go. I used to have front. Listen, I used to. That's what I did.
Well, I like the psychological.
I like psychological therapy.
I like the psychological ones. I like the ones that are like that could be possible like Insidious or something like that.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I like the ones.
Smile?
No, I haven't watched Smile.
You should watch Smile. Smile, I think you would really like it.
I seen the previews and I was like, this is not for me.
Smile was
my
really,
niece was over one day. She's like, I'm scared. I said, I'm scared too. I said, let's just turn it off. I'm sorry. I just knew I was like, she was scared. I was like, let's just put on Little Bo People, whatever, something else, because this is scary. She was getting scared. I was getting scared.
It's like, hey, we about to put on Little Annie. Tomorrow.
Question.
Like, you act like you so bad. Man, it's really chill like scary movies. I was like, that's the one thing. Like, if you want to get me put a scary movie.
Mark, we gotta go see a scary movie.
I know y'all gonna do an intervention. Be like, think we're going to see something about Tupac. He's my favorite rapper.
Look, eat some shrooms.
You lost me. You lost me at that one.
Well, I'm eating some shrooms.
So I got a question. Have you seen? So I think we talked maybe a little bit the other day about it. So as you know, like psilocybin shrooms and things like that is becoming more popular, especially as they're being pushed to use for like treatment and things like that. So have you seen any indication of people coming in spaces like using psychedelics where
in the wrong way? I think it needs to be under control, and I think you need to be under a clinician's supervision, because usually in the ER people come in tripping. They come in, and I just I can look at them like, that's LSD, because I can kind of see how they act. When on PCP, I be like, people crazy. Like that's how I studied it in medical school. Like if it's somebody with on PCP, I'm like, those are people that's crazy. You have people, just depends. But usually they're doing it in a setting where they're mixing it with other things, and then I just have to figure out what it is. And then they're all competing. So if you got cocaine, you got heroin, your body is like, what do I do? And so I just let them sleep. Give them some IV fluids and just let it. It's got the parents be like, because it's usually younger kids, well, what do we do? I said, it's just gotta run its course.
Yeah.
That's all. So I think it should be in a controlled substance. I think there's a space for herbs and healing things like that, but it needs to be controlled. You need to know the dosing of it.
In moderation.
In moderation. You need to know the dosing,
I think that's important, because what's happening now is there is an uptick in like arrests and things like that for people who are possessing like psilocybin. And it is becoming more popular, but what that also does is it kind of hinders the the realness of the medicine and the effectiveness of the medicine, because now they're putting it in this space of demonizing, because people are coming in oh, I had a seizure, or coming in but they tripping, and so now all these things get tied to these medicines, and so them pushing it through in the FDA, it's going to be demonized a little bit more. And I do think control setting, but I do think education about it is important. Just with anything in regards to our health, people are just out here. It is just laid out last night. Laid out. It's just oh, you want some shrooms with it? Oh, you want some shrooms? And we're drinking and smoking and cocaine, all of the stuff that using and mixing it together, and it's such a sacred medicine. That I just feel you can use it recreational. You can use in a recreational space, but I think that education, really knowing, like you said, the dosing of something is important. What you got going on in your own body that could be contraindicated. Can affect things. But people just are out here. So I just wanted to.
They don't care. Okay, they do not care.
Because it's a new thing, but like you were just educating me on it Friday, which we had a great dinner on Friday.
We did at Barda's.
Barda, yeah.
It was beautiful. Y'all should try it out. It was beautiful.
But you were telling me about the legislation, so it's legal here.
So it's decriminalized. So it's decriminalized in Detroit, Ferndale, and Ann Arbor. Okay. But it's not legal federally. Right. So psilocybin isn't illegal. The only psychedelic that is legal federally for treatment is ketamine. And ketamine is for treatment-resistant depression.
Yep, I've seen people ketamine. I use ketamine in the ER to sedate somebody when we're going to put their, if they got a dislocated shoulder or hip, we'll give them that. But with kids, we don't give it to them because they wake up with this thing called emergent phenomena, and they just kind of get a little bit loopy, which is cute, but it's okay. But ketamine, I use it a lot for sedation.
That's the first time I had ketamine was when I had my son, and they gave it to me. I had to get an emergency C-section, and I remember them giving me this ketamine because they gave me the ketamine.
Did you get loopy?
Immediately, I was just I was like, what is this? And the dude, it literally came out ketamine. And I was like, oh. Yeah. I was just my stomach cut wide open. I didn't feel nothing there. Just nothing, feel nothing. Yeah, so that was my first introduction to ketamine. And then I've had ketamine outside of that for the, because in my training I had to do a ketamine session. And so, definitely see its effect and use, but that is still something that can be abused and misused. Just and again, even with the psilocybin, you can abuse that. But the thing with psilocybin I found is because it's such a living, medicine that, it won't allow you to get to a space to you keep using it, trying to get something out of it. It won't. It'll be nope. It'll be nope. It'll push back on you. But I really do think people just being educated overall. Of everything. For your health. Yeah.
You can't just try some. Even because I say if somebody say Dr. Shelby say I should do 3 teas. This kind of tea every day at this time. Research why I'm saying it. What the product is.
Oh, people take it.
You cannot just endorse. Just because somebody is on TikTok. Because I have to undo a lot of TikTokers. When people come to the ER, I'm well, TikTok told me this.
Yes. Oh my God. TikTok
Google
doctors.
Said this.
Yeah.
And I'm just it's not. TikTok I spend the
medicine.
first 20 minutes.
TikTok medicine.
I need that in the ER.
No, that's a TikTok medicine.
That person is not even a doctor. So.
Half of TikTok are kids. They're going from what one person say and they just pass
TikTok
along.
medicine. Yeah.
What was the saying years ago I used to hear? When you do a vinegar bath or something.
The snapback?
The snapback, yeah. So listen, I'm not even
coming to the ER with birds and stuff. So then I have to be, where did you learn this from?
That type of stuff that people tell you and you listen and without doing your own research. Yeah,
I look at TikTok and stuff now so I can be educated on what I have to uneducate people on,
Yeah.
So, the cinnamon challenges, all these different things, and I just be like, why? And so it's just I don't know.
Yeah, they need to shut TikTok down for 24 hours.
Well,
I think they are pushing this. Damn, they're about to be banned for real.
I really hope.
Well, it is in other countries and stuff like that. Yeah, China. Yeah, in China they don't really. Yeah, for kids they don't even allow them to get on it or something like that.
Yeah, my kids and a lot of people my kids they don't have a TikTok. They don't have. I just let my about to be 11-year-old daughter have a Snapchat, and that's only because she want the filters to take pictures. So even Yeah, I just
that brings up even
so
just
much.
another nuance or caveat to our health, like the way social media plays a part
And it's
in our
mental
health. Yeah, mental health, our mental, and
I've
for
been
sure.
nervous about entering that space because I don't feel like arguing about it in the comments. Like, I went to school. I've got a degree. This is what it is, you know? I'm not going to argue with you in the comments about it. But people keep telling me, like, get your podcast. I have like a medical minute, but I'm not going against these TikTokers and stuff like that in the comments when I know it's just basic.
It's not about going against them. It's just about counteracting, right? Because it's a lot of the misinformation out there. So it's about putting the right information out there.
Yeah, and it's about
it's not about debating.
So can you help me with that? Have
well, here you go. You're at the right place. You're at the right place.
Real quick, Dr. Shelby. It's not. It's even if it's arguing or whatever. It's about out of those 10 people, you could have reached 5 of them that actually took your advice and did what you said. The other 5, I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's their option, that's their choice.
The reason why so many people follow the TikTokers is because they don't have somebody like you. Somebody like you who has the real information and the education behind some of the things that they're trying to teach on TikTok, right? As opposed to just saying it and it sounds good on paper on the surface, let's do it, right? You can give the actual educational reasons why that's not a good idea and what to do as opposed to this shit. So it's not about arguing. You argue.
Or I can have somebody that argue in the comments for me.
What was that on Key and Peele, the anger translator, right?
How can you argue facts? You
are
the facts. So
you are not
arguing that.
Mark, people be arguing facts.
I know that. But when
that's what he said, Doctor. Come on and be like,
when they argue the facts, that helps the algorithms, and the algorithms helps the monetization. So let's roll in.
Let's talk about it. You said monetization, and that got No, but I've been really thinking about it because especially. I think what happened is because there was so much controversy with COVID, and a lot of ER doctors were on the forefront, and that's when different conspiracies and this and this and the third about that, and I was like, this is too controversial. It's very polarizing because you have your opinion, but when COVID vaccines became Democrats and Republicans against each other, I'm like, this is a vaccine. How is it even? So I was
using
just
it as a political tool now.
It was a tool.
Sway people to vote.
And it's crazy because it works.
So if they're using the vaccine as a political tool, then how about the disease itself was created as a political tool?
Whoever did that was a bad mama jamma. Because I think COVID was just, I don't think they intentionally, I think they were studying it and maybe it got out, but it's a coronavirus, which is your common cold. But what it did, because I had it.
It got steroids on it.
It's got something else. It's got some type of, they added another ding layer, and it attacked whatever your weakness was. Because my weakness is nausea and vomiting.
Obama told us about it 10 years before it happened. He knew that they were creating it.
Yeah,
he described it to the team.
I just don't think they thought it did what it did.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They didn't think it all the way through.
They did not think it all.
If you remember correctly, when Trump got in office, right, he dismantled the team that Obama put together to help with this, right?
Yeah.
So that probably would have helped us. It wouldn't have hit as hard as it did, right?
Yeah.
So it was all created as a political tool. You know what I'm saying?
I was
to create this landscape.
I was a new leader during there in the ER. And every other hour, I had to put out something different about it. We were like, okay, well, now it's 6 feet. Now it's 2 weeks. Now it's 5. Okay. And finally, I was just like, disregard the previous email. Because we were just learning. And so just imagine when the original flu first came out. They were going through the same thing, but they didn't have the communication tool. So it was so much information, but it was also a lot of technology, and it was just evolving. Back then, thousands and hundreds and millions of people died from the original flus and the measles and all of these vaccines that we got readily as children. Now we're seeing more measles now. So but just research. It might not be good for you to get a measles vaccine for you and your family, but what's your alternative when you get the measles? You got to figure out, okay, vaccines might not work for you. But what are you going to do in the interim? What's your alternative? You're going to do something holistic? Then research that. Don't just do nothing.
Yeah. And even when that's I appreciate you really saying that. But I think sometimes people think that alternative means easier. Right? But even in those spaces, the whole is you have to research. You have to make sure you got to be on top of it and being intentional about it. Yep.
These are expensive.
Yeah.
Stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
So
I want to thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you
so
for sure.
much.
For sure. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, your energy is good too.
Yeah,
energy. Let's put the that flyer back up for the folks
Wednesday.
This is Wednesday,
313
March
day.
13th. What time does?
From 10 to 4.
10 a.m. to 4.
And I'll be available.
Yeah, you don't work until 18.
Right. I'm gonna go back to my
So 10 a.m. to 4. And where is it located?
It's at 9928 Grand River on the west side.
Okay.
Grand River in Illinois. This is at the Von Sheffield Bridge Center. Reverend Sheffield with Dabo was gracious enough to let us use the space.
Okay.
And it's going to be a great event. We're going to have doctors and other nurse practitioners, other clinicians available to answer questions. We're going to do a CPR demonstration, healthy food. It's just so much stuff packed in there, and I'm going to be there. So if you come there,
I'm coming.
If you have a question about health, and just pull me to the side, I'll kind of help you navigate. I know the ER is the quarterback of the medicine, so I know cardiologists, I know dermatologists, I know everybody.
Yeah.
And so my
You
sister
said it's
calls
from
me the
10 to 4.
10
Yeah,
a.m. to
10
4.
a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
On Wednesday.
You roll and I roll with you. I bring the cameras, go live.
That's gonna be my first show. We about to.
This her first.
Oh, it's your first one?
We
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
no,
This is our first. This is our first podcast. You gonna be doing it?
No, that's what I'm talking about. Her first event.
This is
This
my
her
first
first event, yeah.
This is my first event for my nonprofit, Shelby Health Equity Advocates. And so I look forward to meeting
Shay.
Mark.
Shay, it's called Shay.
I love
It's
it.
Shay. Yes, I'm trying to get somebody to
Shelby
give me a
Health
Shay
Equity
butter.
Avid. Get
Yes,
this to
I
Shay.
love it.
Anybody out there get Shay butter?
Shea butter.
Bless. Shay butter. Get them. Yeah.
I love that. Maybe I should
And
put that on
you
my
know,
website.
I just got off of the phone a couple of days ago with the director at Say Detroit Place Center. Now I do a real big podcast marathon, like a big outdoor pop-up. I had 60 vendors the first time, and he told me that I can do it again this year. So you're more than welcome to come
Network.
and
That's
sign
what
up.
I'm talking about.
Give out your
I'm gonna be the
resources.
queen of pop-up health fairs. You know, they got
Yeah.
Nothing
And
wrong
then we
with
do a
that.
podcast.
Yeah,
we do a podcast
yeah, 'cause I
marathon
done-
at the same time
yeah.
where we're interviewing vendors. So
Well, see, I'm
Pop-up
gonna
health.
be the doctor of health.
Yeah.
The
The doctor.
Doctor.
we need
Dr.
a
Shelby.
doctor on the network. So
Let's do
maybe
it. I
do
just
a
taught
podcast.
myself into a job. Let's
Look
talk
at that.
about this.
Look at
Every
I
day
love
I'm
it.
hustling.
Yeah,
It's my year
hustle.
7.
Everyday hustling.
Year
Yeah.
7.
That's that
Year
Detroit in
7.
you. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, y'all know that's my lucky number.
Yes, 7.
I'm
Yeah.
in the year of 7. That's 7 where everything's happening. So many great opportunities and meeting these great people and just I'm
amazing.
excited.
I'll tell you about my 7s when we get off air. We ain't
Okay.
got
Yeah, that's
enough
probably your
time.
number too.
But what I will
That's
say
probably your number
is,
too.
we will be changing time.
Oh yeah.
Next Sunday we'll be starting at 5.
Okay.
Got 5 p.m. instead.
You're gonna tell
Oh,
Alicia ahead
y'all
of
told
time.
me that.
I know,
Yeah,
but your
yeah,
response
your
now was like,
instructions is
okay,
like,
good
oh,
news,
okay,
good.
yeah,
Thanks for letting me know.
right.
5 o'clock.
Yes,
I'm
5
with you,
p.m.
Mark, because I almost kind of forget too. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Listen, I gotta be in attendance. Okay.
5 p.m. Yeah, it ain't
So
no my sis without
and
Miss
it's
Brooks.
a little later, so we can be a little more, relaxed a little bit, and more
If they
viewers
wasn't
will
laid
come
back
in.
enough, ladies
Oh.
and gentlemen. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Lay back. We're gonna be laying down.
Yeah, we're gonna be stretched.
But thank y'all for
Stretched out
tuning in again. Thank you. Somebody said I love it. Pop up health queen.
Let me trademark
Yeah, we gotta put TM right. TM that.
Yes.
But thank y'all for joining.
appreciate
Definitely
y'all
take care of
always.
yourself. What is your vow, in regards to your own health and wellness? Making sure that you're advocating for yourself, that you're
Love
educating yourself, in regards to health. Reach out to your doctor if you need to, or,
Trust yourself.
trust yourself.
Trust
Yeah, most
yourself.
definitely.
Trust your body.
Yeah,
Love your body.
connect with that. Connect with your
Yes.
body. But yeah, definitely thank you for reaching out. And I miss
I missed Alicia. Okay, and she was saying, what?
My Sis Podcast. We didn't get it like her.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile